share screen.
Advanced.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. Advanced.
Portion of the screen.
Portion of screen.
Share.
మళ్ళీ
Facebook open చేయండి.
లాంచ్ వచ్చింది మళ్ళా.
అది ఏం రాదు సార్, మీకు అవేం వస్తుందండి. స్కెచ్ బుక్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి.
స్కెచ్ బుక్.
అదే మీ పేరు మీద ఏమన్నా ఉన్నాయా ఫైల్స్ అందులో?
ఇందులోనా జేరాదన్ ఉంటుంది ఇందులో. ఇప్పుడు
స్కెచ్ బుక్ ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి.
స్కెచ్
కనిపిస్తుంది.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. కింద ఏది ఇది కానట్లేదే.
మీకు కింద క్రోమ్ పక్కన స్కెచ్ బుక్ ఫైల్ ఒకటి ఉంది చూడండి.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఇక్కడ ఇదా
కిందనే ఒకసారి దాని పక్కన ఓపెన్ స్కెచ్ బుక్ ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి ఏదైనా
ఒకటి. ఇది పవర్ పాయింట్ ఉంది, ఇది క్రోమో ఉంది.
షేర్ స్క్రీన్ కొట్టేస్తుందా?
షేర్ స్క్రీన్ ఒకటి.
టాప్ కార్నర్ లో ఒకసారి క్లోజ్ చేయకుండా
ఇది కొట్టాలా?
స్కెచ్ బుక్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి సార్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం.
రైట్ టాప్ కార్నర్ కి వెళ్ళండి ఒకసారి.
వెళ్ళాను.
ఫస్ట్ 3 ఉంది కదా సార్, మినిమైజ్ కొట్టండి.
కొట్టినా.
బ్లాక్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఓపెన్ చేసుకోండి. ఐకాన్ బ్లాక్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఉంటుంది చూడండి, ఐకాన్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఐకాన్
కర్సర్ పాయింట్ ఎక్కడైతే ఉందో ఆ ఫైల్ ఓపెన్ చేయండి.
ఓపెన్ చేయాలా?
చూడండి అక్కడ డెస్క్టాప్ పైన
ఒకటి వచ్చింది. ఒక్క నిమిషం బాబు. ఓపెనింగ్ వచ్చింది. ఒక్క నిమిషం.
ఇది క్లోజ్ చేయండి.
క్లోజ్ చేయాలి దీంతో.
జయరాజ్ సార్ 20 ఓపెన్ చేయండి. డబల్ క్లిక్ కొట్టండి.
కొట్టినా.
ఇది ఐడియా ఉంది సార్ మీకు?
ఇదైతే ఐడియా ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు
ఈ రోజుకి చెప్పేసాను సార్ ఎక్కడైనా.
ఈ రోజుకా? సరేలే తీసేసుకుంటాను మళ్ళా. సరే. రైట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ. Good morning, students. Students, just give me about 5 minutes. Just I have to go with some downloading some aspects. I'll just come within 10 minutes. Just to be there. Sorry, 5 minutes. Just to be there. Be there.
ఇది correct.
This question. 725 pesos, no? Students, again, good morning. There was some problem in the. Okay, we'll continue with that and. Yeah. Come, students. Like, I think there was one question that I just left without last time. Maybe I just do with that. I'm going to just continue with the last session. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Good morning to everybody again. Now we'll go just start. See, I think there was a question, students here. He was retired at 60. He was retired at the age of 60. Exactly, that is not the question. The question was exactly something about it is related to age. I'll just tell you what we call it as like. Yeah, the question was something about, I'll just write down. I take optional retirement at 55 years. I take optional retirement at 55 years. Just look at that one. Okay, I can take optional retirement at 55 years. I can take optional retirement at 55. So last time I think something I have given students like that of kind of. Now come on, just let me see that. Then I'll move further because I left that. Now you see the first one, I can take optional retirement at 55 years. This is wrong, students. I can take optional retirement at 55 years. Don't tell me, sir, would it be 60? Whether it is 60 or whatever it is. Why? Because this is right. I can take optional retirement at 55 is right. At 55 years, at 55. What is the difference here, students, now? The only difference is that I can take optional retirement at 55 years, which means we are not talking about your age. When you would be 55, then you take optional retirement. No, we are not talking about that. The idea of the sentence is that 55 years duration. So that 55 years is a period of time. When should I take at 50? I can take optional retirement at 55 years. That 55 years, when should I start counting 55 years? Should I start counting after your graduation? Should I start counting after your marriage? Should I start counting what we call it as after your 10th class? 55 years, that's all. You are giving me the duration of the period of time, 55 years of time. It is not talking about your age, which means that you were born on so date and now and today you are 55. No, it doesn't talk about that. But the next sentence you see, I can take optional retirement at 55 means here your age, I'm getting your age here now. But the first one is a period of time, that duration of 55 years. So 55 years of when should I start 55 years? Like But the second sentence says, I can take optional retirement at 55, which means, yes, when your age is at 55, you would take an optional retirement. So students, like, yes, sometimes what happens like that, I'll tell you now. Maybe sometimes a lot of questions we can go like that. For example, if I say maybe a lot of questions we can say like that. For example, if I say a child of 5 years cannot be expected to know such things. A child of 5 years. A child of 5 years, try to understand that, cannot be expected to know such things. That would be wrong again now. Child of 5 years means I'm talking about the period of time. That 5 years could be any time. But if I say a child of 5, I should say child of 5 years, don't say. A child of 5 means like his age is 5. Yes. Cannot be expected to know such things. A child of 5. A child of 5 years means a duration of time or period of time. We are not talking about his age there. A child of 5. I told yesterday, no? My daughter is 5, which means she's 5 years old. So when we refer to someone's age, we do not use years. So that word years can be used when the phrase ends with old, of old, or what we call it as like, sir, old or of age now. So we can say like this now. Sometimes we can use the word old or of age. These two words we can take it to this like now, right? So yeah. So sometimes if you use these two words, then it is understood. When you are using the word years, then you can end with these two words. Otherwise, the sentence would be wrong, students. Okay. So last time I just left that, then again, okay, right. We'll continue with this one now, students. Like, right. Here we go. I think last time I was into kind of possessive case. If my knowledge goes, yes. So we'll continue with that. And today I have to go with the what we call it, a pronoun chapter. I have to start with the pronoun chapter also, students. Time is very less. So I have to take the most important ones, then I can accordingly, then I'll try to move further now, right? So last time we have seen some aspects of the possessive case, something pertaining or something belonging to somebody. That is what we have seen now, right? Yes. So let us see that. Yes. So boys is plural, but how do you show the possessive? After S apostrophe we have seen. But what about in case when there are irregular verbs? After what we call it as like before verb, it takes a men's club, man's book, children's book. That is what we have seen last class. Yes. Now we'll move on to the next one, number 2, students, like now. So different nouns of that kind, like right now we'll see. When a noun or a title consists of several words, the possessive sign is attached only to the last word. I'll explain here itself, students, like very straightforward. Come on, let me not write. Now the Tower of London's Bridge now. The tower is the title there. What does it say that? When a noun or a title consists of several words, like 1, 2, 3, 4 words are there, the possessive sign is attached only to the last word. Now, the Tower of London. So this is the last word, students. This is the last word. Not the Towers of London, we don't say. Okay, right. Number 3. When two nouns are in apposition, not opposition, this is apposition, please. APPPOS. Apposition means in relation. The possessive sign is put to the latter only. Latter means end of the words only now. That is the Shakespeare. That is the Shakespeare. The poet's house. Now don't say that is Shakespeare's. The poet's house, don't say. Now what is in apposition now? The poet's house is in apposition to Shakespeare, in relation to Shakespeare. That is the meaning here. That is Shakespeare, the poet's house. So the latter word is the poet's now. So apposition, like in relation to something. So the poet's house is in apposition to Shakespeare. Right? Very good. Also, when two nouns are closely connected, the possessive sign is put to the latter. Again, latter, last word. Most of them are last words only, students. So closely connected. What closely connected? Let us see now. Buntley and Palmer's biscuits now. So it means when we talk about two people, right? belonging to something. James and Mary's reign. I'm not talking about individuals here now. Two people are coming together as one unit. That's what, when two nouns are closely connected, which means sometimes you see, some shops names like brothers' names would be there, or two people's names would be there. In such a case, which means both are working together as one unit. In such a situations, you have to use apostrophe to the latter one, okay? Which indicates that both are working together. Both are writing poems together, like. Able to understand, students? So sometimes that's what we have to understand, right? James and Mary's reign, that is together people worked. Now, each of two or more connected nouns implying separate possession. Now, what do you do when it is separate possession now? Means now Buntley is different and Palmer is different. Both are differently working. Then we have to give apostrophe to both individuals. Each of two or more connected nouns implying separate possessions must take the possessive sign. So something like Roberts and what we call it as the Crown's poems. So Roberts is different, and what we call it as maybe other one, someone like maybe like both are not sat together. They have written different poems like. So therefore, Roberts will get to then what we call it as like Coppers. So Roberts and Coppers name. So poems like. So both are differently written, not simply sitting together and have written as one unit like. So that is what we have to understand, students. Now, when we are referring as separate individuals like, then give apostrophe to both. Use of the possessive case now. So where do we activate these ones like? The possessive case is now used chiefly with the names of living things only. We have to use only with the living things. This apostrophe has to be activated only with the living things. Exceptions are there. With the non-living things also we use now. So right. Now you see now the governor's bodyguard. Now governor is a living person. Right, the lion's mane. So we must say what we must say. Come on, just be reminded always, please. Don't make mistakes. We must say the leg of the table. We should say why this is non-living thing now. So living things we have to use apostrophe living. What about non-living? We have to use an expression of. That is the difference. So living things apostrophe, non-living things we have to activate the word of now. Now you see, we must say the leg of the table, not the table's leg, because apostrophe has to be given to living things. The cover of the book, not the book's cover. The roof of the house, not the house's roof. Okay. So living things we activate apostrophe yes. Right. Very good. But the possessive is used with the names of personified objects. Last time certain objects have been personified, means we have given some masculine and feminine gender like a day's march. These are all prefixed by default. They are, don't change them. A week's holidays. In a year's time. Don't say in the time of a year. Many people say in the time of a year. That is wrong. In a year's time. A stone's throw. A foot's length. A pound's weight. This you have to learn them, students. Like, okay, very good. Now understand. The following phrases are also common in use, like at his fingers' ends. Means at the tip of the fingers. For mercy's sake. To his heart's content, means satisfaction. At his wit's end. At his wit's end means like sometimes it is, we can also say tip of the fingers also, at his wit's end also. Or sometimes we say at his wit's end. That's what exactly we say. A boat's crew. Boat members. So that is what we have to say. Wit means wisdom actually, students. Like, so at his wit's ends we say sometimes. Number 4, the possessive of a proper name. Now try to, this is a little bit different. Proper name or a noun denoting a trade. Sometimes, there is a trade. You have seen the shops names like animals' names are not written. Either the person's name or his son's name or his wife's name. Some name will be there on the trade's name. Anil's traders, Anil traders, like something like that. They write, right? So name of the person is included there. Then what happens like, or a profession, like sometimes you find name of the institute has some name, right? Or some relationship may be used to denote a building like now, right? Suppose I have to, sometimes, maybe I have to refer some building. And if I tell that building name, that name is on someone's name, that building has some name. To denote a building or place of business, sometimes church, right? Church means there is a name, like Peter's church, or like Thomas church, whose church it is, right? Or a house. Maybe what we call it as like Mufatlal's house. Very good. School. Simply you don't write their school, nah? You write Tinty school, Chitti school, some name would be there. Right, college, shop, hospital, theater. You simply don't write their hospital there. Yashoda, name of the person there. Right, very good now. So what happens in such situations, I'll tell you now. So a building or a professional building or some trade, having a proper noun. So when a proper noun is given, again, you need not mention the word church, house, school, college. It is repeated. Not necessary. For example, let us say the memorial service was held at St. Peter's. The name I have given now, Peter's, through which I can easily recognize the building. What building it is now? The memorial service was held at St. Peter's, which means I understand the Peter's church. That is not necessary. Again, I need not give. So denote a building, church, etc. shop. So in such situations, like just a name is enough. Peter's, which means okay, church. I understand. Next one, see. Tonight I dine at my uncle's. My uncle's means now what I understand now. My uncle's means my uncle's house I have to understand, but I need not write there. It is understood there. He was educated at Queen's. Now at Queen's means now that is Queen University. So I need not mention again. That's what the possessive of proper name or a noun for denoting a trade or a profession or relationship may be used to denote a building or a place of business. In such situations, we use this apostrophe, that's in usage. We are trying to talk about usage, but you need not use the word again, like hospital. It is understood. So the memorial service was held at St. Peter's means I have to understand St. Peter's Church. Tonight I dine at my uncle's means I have to understand at his uncle's house. He was educated at Queen's means it is Queen's University. Okay, that's one thing. Right. When you are in doubt whether to use a noun in the possessive case or with the preposition of, should we go with the apostrophe or of? Remember that as a general rule, the possessive case is used to denote possession or ownership. Now, generally, we give preference to possessive case like. Thus, it is better to say possession like. Always use the word, most often we use the word apostrophe. Better to say, there is certain of also expression also is okay. It is better to say the defeat of the enemy than the enemy's defeat. So sometimes, general rule, the possessive case is used to denote like case or with the preposition of. Remember that as a general rule. What is the general rule now? Okay. When you are in doubt whether to use a noun in the possessive case or with the preposition of, remember that as a general rule, the possessive case is used to denote possession or ownership. Like. Thus, it is better to say the defeat of the enemy than the enemy's defeat. No doubt it is person. Both are accepted. But better to say the defeat of the enemy. It means some situations, not in all. But ownership is always with the possessives, apostrophe. Right, I'll come back again. So someone has raised their hand. Sometimes, however, a noun in the possessive case has a different meaning from a noun used with the preposition of. Sometimes there are different meanings. Apostrophe is different, it gives different meaning, and OF it gives different meaning. Now you see here the first one, students, the Queen's reception in London. So apostrophe, so what does it mean now? The Queen's reception in London. Apostrophe, yes. The Queen's reception in London means a reception held by the Queen in London. Means Queen is giving reception to somebody else. That is Queen's reception. Do you see the next one? The reception of the Queen in London. Now, what does it mean now? So there is a difference. Meanings are different now. The reception of the Queen in London means the manner in which people welcomed her when she entered into London. That's the meaning. You see that? There's a difference. The queen's reception means queen is giving reception to some elders and betters, maybe her team members. The reception of the queen in London means people are welcoming her into London, maybe after winning maybe a battle. Are you able to understand, students? So these are all something related to possessive noun, students. Like last time I told you, I'll just go with some exercise, and with this, the noun chapter will get over. Then I will move on to the next one now. Come on, let us see. Right. What is this one now? Yes, last time we have seen the exercise. Please try to do the what we call from 11 onwards. 10 I have already done now. Now I want you to do it by yourselves. Okay. So sometimes what we call it as like we have to look. Right. Supposing I say 19th one, like what is wrong? The chair is made of a wood. Wood is material noun. So it does not take an article, that's all. Okay, I want you to do it. And if you have any doubts, please bring to my notice, please, tomorrow. So, right. So that's what I just want you to do it like. Right. So work out with these exercises, students, like that. Right. Yes. I want everyone to work out with the exercises, please. Right. So there is exercise again. This is based on the noun chapter, complete noun chapter. Please work out. Okay. So in case of doubt, key also is being given. You can look into the key and work out, students. Okay. Now this is pronoun chapter. I have to move on to the pronoun, students, like just okay. So exercise has been given, but not the exercise. I am interested in something else. Let us see. Yeah. So the noun number yesterday I also have shown you some nouns like I've already done this one. Okay. It is there in the book also, students. Now here, this is subject verb agreement, students, like now, right? Subject verb agreement. So if you can look into the last time I told you, I'll just take few and just start working with the others. What we call it as students, like now, right? Yeah, because pronoun chapter also has to be done to do this subject verb agreement. Pronoun also is included in this one now. Okay, right? Let me see. Yeah, right. So this from 10th onwards, so pronoun chapter is included here now, right? Yes. I think 21 last time we have done. Okay, I'll just take it up 21 also today. So the lion as well as the tiger is are of a flesh-eating animal. Last time you told me, sir. Yes, the lion, what we call it as, like, I'll just give you students now. Come on, let us see now. So the lion is our main subject now. Don't go with as well as. So the lion is, we have to take it as. Okay, last time I told you. The president as well as the secretary for the state is or are in America. The president is, we have to say. Don't go with as well as now. The prime minister together with his helpers. Gate questions. These are all gate questions, students, right? So always don't go with an attribute. Last time I told you, you have to go with the prime minister itself. Prime minister was there, we have to say. Okay, right. Mr. Brown, in addition to Mr. James and Jones. Now don't tell me, sir, Brown is there, James is there, so Jones is there. So therefore it is plural. So I'll know there's an expression in addition to. Last time you remember, I have given that. In addition to, together with, but not. Mr. Brown is a singular, so therefore definitely it will be Mr. Brown was sent off. A senior minister, but not his juniors. Now don't go with the juniors. If you go with the juniors, that is called error of proximity, I told you now. So a senior minister is, okay, right, very good. Now the green and pleasant land is a R now. Many students told me, sir, it should be R because there is green and there is pleasant now. Adjectives don't have singular and plural. Green is single adjective. Then this is also adjective. What kind of land it is? Green and pleasant land. Oh, you can use a dry land, dry, green and pleasant land. Even if there are 100 adjectives describing one noun, it will be singular always like. So therefore it should be is. So the green and pleasant land. So it has to go with the land, not with the green and pleasant there. Okay, right. There are so many things that I have to do. Sometimes the subject is not very clear, students, like, but we have to depend on what we call it as like object. We have to depend on the object, like. So there are so many things because after R means object only. So, but here we have to take many things as a subject here. Okay, right. So there are so many. Now it is always a singular, so therefore it cannot be are, it should be it is. Are you able to understand? Last time I told you, within the main clause there is subclause. Within the subclause there can be sometimes a main clause. So how do you do here now? So if I just take this as a challenging question now, that such things should occur, easy or surprising. There are two sentences here. How do you agree with what do you agree with? So first of all, we have to divide sentences, please. We have to divide sentences now. Now here, actually, such things is the subject, should occur is the verb now. So this is subject to verb agreement now. These both are agreeing together, so there is no problem. Right? But you see here that the word that is a singular now. So it will just go like this. That is surprising now. Don't say now what we call it as like such things. So many students tell me such things are there, so I would go with are now. Lot of mistakes like. So that is a surprising. Which is the main clause? Such things should occur. This is the main clause. Because the word that I told you, where the conjunction begins, where complex sentence, where the conjunction begins, that should be your subclause. He comes when I go. Now, when is the conjunction there now? So when I go is the subclause. He comes is the main clause. Are you able to understand, students, now? So this is within the main clause, within the subclause, there is main clause here. Be reminded of such things, or you need to work out. Sometimes to 18-year-olds, you see here now. Sometimes subject doesn't mean that there is only one word there. Sometimes you have to take a phrase also into account, like, does the phrase give, say, plural sense? Does the phrase give, say, singular sense? Now here, to treat 18-year-olds, I'm taking it as a 18-year-olds as one team, as one group, I am trying to take it as. So therefore, I have to use. Now don't go with the children there because there is a word as na. Last time I told you in, as, in addition to, together with. So it should be is only. To treat 18-year-olds is a patronizing family. Right? Very good now. Now let me see, 31 also is very challenging, like. Caring for all aspects of home and family takes a lot of time, like now. Now many students told me, sir, all aspects now plural, therefore I will take the word take now. No. So the sentence for is there, sentence will divide, it will get divided here now. Now actually the sentence is caring takes. Caring takes a lot of time. That should be the idea. Caring for all means then again it will be plural now. So caring takes a lot of time. Then all aspects of house and family take a lot of time. That is different there. Now from 31 onward, students, like now there are what we call it as like now the WH questions. I call it as like WH questions. So sometimes what happens like WH questions, like the whole clause, the clause has to be taken into consideration here now. WH questions. Clause has to be taken into consideration now. Let us see, students, now. What was their garden now? Now, so till here it is one clause. What was their garden? Now, should I go with is or should I go with are? That is again, we need to work out, students, now. Now, so the whole clause now. So what is the subject? Let me just for timing, like, and what was is the verb here now. So subject and verb has to be has to take the verb there now. Okay. So what was their garden? Now their garden is one. The whole thing is giving only one sense now. So therefore we have to take it as what was their garden is. That is how we have to work out, students, like now, right? What seems good reasons now. You see what seemed good reasons. That is a WH family now. WH questions I told you now. So good reasons, plural. So therefore you have to take the word as look. What seemed good reasons at the time now look unconvincing. That is That is, I have given explanation also. The reasons now look unconvincing. What we need, always the expression what we need, take is only, please. What we need is. But you see the next sentence, donations are, we have to say. So what we need, that expression takes singular always. What I saw was your were two enormous balance like. What I saw was. What I saw was only. What I saw was. Don't say were. What I saw were. Go with what I saw was. Suppose in case like what I saw was. But you see, two enormous balance were. What I saw. What I saw was. Use the word. What I saw was. Always use the word singular itself. Okay, right. Your best bet is free tickets. England is winning or England are winning? 95% of the students will tell me, sir, England is winning. For time being, I would like to take it as England are winning, I will take it as. Now you will fight with me, sir, England is singular, then why do you take are? The situation sometimes like, I have not given the situation, but if at all, if I have to use the word are, situation has to be generated. So you see the next one now, 38. Scotland, I'll go with the has now, singular. Now you definitely will ask me, sir, why England are, but why Scotland has? So there is some difference. So the 36th sentence says England are winning means now when can I say England are winning? Supposing Olympic games are going on. England is playing cricket. England is playing volleyball. England is playing basketball. England is playing football. At the same time, they are winning. Maybe 2-3 places they are winning. Basketball, maybe volleyball, maybe football. Then what I have to understand here now? Teams. I have to understand it as teams there. Whose teams? Teams of England. Now, should I say is or are now teams of England are? That's what I said. England are winning, I said now. So it is understood there. So if 3-4 teams are winning, then I have to say teams of England are winning. So when I consider it as a teams, generate plural. But when I consider it as a country here now, I have taken this one as a country here, just one country. Scotland has won the cup. That's all. I'm not talking about different teams here of Scotland. If different teams of Scotland are playing and winning this, then say Scotland have won what we call it as like Scotland have won means like, then I understand that way they won maybe volleyball, basketball, football, interchange. So it doesn't mean that Scotland is singular always now. So thus, when you consider the country as a teams of the country's teams, then you take it as plural. But when you refer to as a country itself, then you can take it as a singular, students like now, right? Now 39, 40 and all students like I have already done now. Now just I'll take one or two, then I'll move further. Now the company is a collective noun. Collective nouns are always singular, I said now. The company has a how outperformed itself. Now itself is a singular there. There is a clue there now. So therefore, without doubt anything, we can take it as the company has. The cabinet is are united on this now. When you say united, it means one team. And this is singular. So the cabinet is. 41, let us see. The cabinet have long been fighting among themselves. No doubt the cabinet is what we call a collective noun. And here I'll take it as a plural. Collective nouns are generally treated as a singular. But however, there are exceptions also, I told. When you refer them as separate individuals. Able to understand, should I start? When you refer them as separate individuals now, how do you know? Fighting among themselves. Now themselves refers to plural. Themselves refers to plural. So therefore, I have to use it as have. That's what I said. Be careful with the collective noun, students now. The jury has been told not to discuss the case. So jury is singular, no doubt, collective noun. But I'll take here it as have. I will take it as plural. Why? Because there is a word there, discuss. Discussion will not take place within oneself. There should be 2, 3, 4 people. War within, that is different. But you are dialoguing with some others. So therefore, discuss, that's what I said. There are certain words like which tell us. Just now we see are fighting among themselves. There are many people there. Discussion. Others are there. So that's what I have taken it as. Right? Yeah. So the word, what we call it as like minority, majority, I'll be talking in the pronoun chapter. You have to wait for that. Right? 45. A pair of scissors is or kept on the table. As yesterday I told you, go with a pair. Don't go with of scissors. Okay, a pair is. The pair was you were sitting together in the corner. Sitting means I understand that there are 2 people there. So therefore, pair were sitting together in the corner. That's what I said. Now we have to be very careful with that. Parliament is collective noun. Is are back in business after their summer recess. There, which means then I have to say Parliament are back in business after their summer recess. So which means there's a clue there in the sentence. A flock of sheep was seen in the distance. Neither. Yes, students, last time I asked you, that is pronoun chapter. You have to wait till I come to the pronoun chapter, students. Now as I move on, I'll talk more about these one. These are all related to pronouns only. 6 weeks is a long time. When we talk about weeks, when you talk of months as a period of time, always it is singular only. Those kinds of vehicles are, because this is like plural, it is given now. Kinds are. Okay. This again depends on the pronoun chapter. There are a lot of questions are from pronoun. Okay, let me just see. Yes. Pronoun chapter. Just now we have seen subject verb agreement. I'll just take one gate question, students, like now maybe let us see. The following questions presents a sentence. So there is a sentence here, part of which is underlined, a portion of which is underlined there. Okay, right. Beneath the sentence, you find 4 ways of phrasing the underlined part. The same underlined part, they have phrased you 4 ways. Following the requirements of the standard written English, select the answer that produces the most effective sentence. Like, very good, let us see now. Tuberculosis together with its effects now. Now, together with its effects now. After what comes, don't go with the together with its effects now. I told you this is off expression. Off expression doesn't take. Now, tuberculosis is singular or plural now? Is singular. Therefore, your verb also should be singular. Now, verb is singular here now, ranks. So far, so good. But he says, but there is some error in that. So far, so good. So, subject verb agreement he himself has done. Tuberculosis ranks. Tuberculosis ranks one of the leading causes of death in India. The same phrase has been, tuberculosis ranks as one of the leading causes of death. Tuberculosis rank as one of the leading causes. Ranks is singular, so rank is plural. Therefore, we can easily eliminate this option. R is plural also, we can eliminate because we are talking about singular there. So now A and C, which is the right answer now? Tuberculosis ranks as one of the leading causes of death, or tuberculosis has the rank of the leading cause of death? What is has the rank like? You have to say what tuberculosis is. Not what tuberculosis has, we don't say. What tuberculosis is as one of the leading causes of death. So therefore, this is the right answer, students. Like tuberculosis ranks now. Now, after this exam, a student came and asked me in the corridor, sir, I have doubt. He asked me, sir, what? Certain singulars and plurals. Sir, he asked me, sir, tell me boy plural. I said, boys. What about bench? Bench, as I said. Okay. Then he asked me suddenly, what is the plural of rank? Then I said ranks. This is singular and this is plural, ranks. We have got only one rank this year. We have got many ranks this year. So singular and plural. Then the student looked at me attentively and very in a bizarring manner and asked me, sir, आप बहुत बेवकूफ पढ़ाते हैं हमें. I said, what man, what has happened? Sir, class में कुछ पढ़ाते हैं और corridors में कुछ बोलते हैं. I said, what? In the class you told what we call it as a rank is singular. Ranks is a singular. You see here now, ranks is a singular here. And here ranks is plural. Why this difference? You have to understand. I have activated this one as what we call it as a noun here. I told you last time, the same word becomes verb also. Supposing if I take the word rank and ranks, what we call it as here now. If it is a verb, this is singular. This is verb. This is singular. And this is what we call it as a plural. He always ranks first in the class. He ranks first in the class. Here it is singular. That's why examiners sometimes they confuse you. So a little bit of understanding, little bit of what we call it as a working out students, like will help you to understand better. Okay. So take care. Sometimes it's a very lengthy exercise actually noun students, like I told you, So okay, this is also one of the gate questions. I'll just go with that. Choose the appropriate word or a phrase out of the 4 options given below to complete the following sentence. Dhoni, as well as, that's what I said. These are all gate questions. Now straight away, don't go with as well as, we'll go with the Dhoni now. Dhoni is singular and Dhoni dash present on the occasion now. Now any plural we will eliminate now. What is plural? Have is plural now. Now you are left with Dhoni has present on the occasion or Dhoni was present on the occasion now. You need to see the sense also. No? Doesn't mean that has is singular and was is singular, so both we will include now. But sense also has to be taken into account students like now. Now, right, just now we have seen the ways in which this game can be played dash potentially. The ways there is a word in here now. Last time I told you in, except, as, together with, in addition to. All these words are taken as a phrase like. So the attributes like. So we have to go with the ways. This game is singular. No, but we are not going with the word this game now. The ways is plural. The ways dash potentially infinite. So therefore, this also has to be plural now. So therefore, I can eliminate A and what we call it as B now. So the ways are potentially infinite. The ways are being potentially infinite now. What is the ways are being potentially? When we are talking about simple present tense, we have to activate the ways are potentially infinite. Okay, students, now very good. So this is how the questions have been raised. Yeah, the subject and verb agreement students, like if you have any doubt, the answers also have been generated for your kind perceivable. Please go through them and work out. Okay. Because there are a lot of other questions also. I'll come back after the chapter pronouns students. Yeah, this is also very important. Let me just go with that. Just before pronoun chapter, most important. This is based on the verb chapter, but this has something to do with the nouns also. The most useful verbs which can be followed directly by the infinitive. What is infinitive, students, like now? So sometimes the rule of the language is what we call it as like there are some verbs. Verb plus 2 plus V1. So there are sometimes students like now, whenever you take it as the expression to, in English language, I term this one as, first of all, 2 plus V1, we term them as infinitive. Which means that these are the verbs students like now, these are the verbs actually, they take this concept. which means verb infinitive has to be used. To has to be used. I agreed to do the work. Determined to go. Pretend to sleep. Aimed to that person. Proceed. Promised to come. He failed to. So there are a lot of verbs that you have to recognize them. Very difficult. I mean, sometimes it is difficult to recognize, but you have to know them because examiners are testing these ones. Okay. So they take infinitive, students, like that. They will understand now. There are some verbs in English, students. So try to understand. I'm coming back to that also. No? Agree, care. All these words like prepare, volunteer, determine. Now, he agreed to pay. You see the word agree is there here now. Somewhere it will be there, agree. Yes, first one only. The men failed. Now you see the failed now. Fail is here now. Somewhere it will be there. You will take infinitive to written now. The tenants refused. Where is the word refused now? Refused to live. Somewhere it will be there, refused. The tenants refused to live. Pretend, endeavor, proceed, appear, fail, promise, and not guarantee, refuse. These words take infinitive. I want you how to learn, students, like. So easy, sir. No, easy only. Let me just see. Next slide, you will understand. Following verbs, verbs are followed by the gerund now. You see, verb plus sometimes ing form now. Directly they take one ing form. This is called in English language, like I call this one as a gerund. Gerund means it does the work of a noun. So their infinitive 2 plus. Everyone understand now? This is gerund now. So what does he say now? Verbs followed by the gerund, like admit, keep, anticipate. You see here now, he admitted taking the money. The problem with you is that always most of the students will go with if. He admitted to. I should understand. No, don't use the word what we call it as like now. Avoid to do the work or avoid doing the work now. Avoid do the work. For example, I enjoy to eat ice cream. That is wrong. Such verbs cannot take what we call it as like enjoy verb plus infinitive. No. The structure is wrong. So there are some verbs which take ing. That's what our challenge is. I enjoy, what is that? I enjoy eating ice cream. I enjoy eating ice cream, we should say, ing. So there are the words like enjoy. I think there's a word enjoy also here. It will be there somewhere. If it is not there, you have to include that, enjoy. I remember doing, I remember coming. I remember hitting me. Avoid overeating, ing. Avoid eating. Do you enjoy teaching? I enjoy. He kept complaining. After the word kept, there is ing form here now. So some verbs take gerundial form, students. That's what we have to understand. Gerunds means some verbs take gerund. Now here, sometimes what happens, students, like now. So even sometimes verb plus verb plus 2 plus ing also. Sometimes there are certain expressions also. So verb plus 2 plus ing, but generally verb plus ing. Okay. Sometimes if you say, in the letters, most often frequently we write these expressions like, what is that, such expressions like, let me see if the sentence has been given now. Right. You see here, I am looking forward, to seeing her. Don't say I'm looking forward to see her. I'm looking forward. That's I'm looking is the verb there. And a 2 plus ing form here now. I'm looking forward to see, don't say. I'm looking forward to seeing her. Okay. So that is sometimes we need to be again like the same thing again, verb plus. So these also wants like be for, yeah, be against, like care for, give up. Some phrases are there, they take this form. Okay, these forms like kept on, leave off, look forward to, put off, see about. I don't care for. Now you see, care for is taking the word ing form here now. Is taking the word ing form, give up. Then again, like put off. Sometimes this is the word you see there, put off, ing form, like put off to make the meeting. Don't say you put off making the. That's what we have to understand, students. Now, very good. Now, verbs may take either infinitive or gerund. Like there are some verbs like in English, plus 2 plus v1, and sometimes verbs plus ing. Both they accept. Now, here are these words like 2 plus or gerund, like agree. Now, okay. Sometimes permit, allow, prefer, being. For example, let us see, students, like now there's a word here. This is began, students, actually. Yeah, you see that I began working, I began to work. Both are accepted. Infinitive, ing form, at the same time infinitive. He continued living above the flat. He continued to live. There's a word maybe continue. You see here, continued like. So sometimes they take both. Okay, right. Let's students now. Now the word to is frequently used with the infinitive, but it is not an essential part of it. For example, after certain verbs, like very, very, very most important, like all these words have appeared like. So this is very important, students, but it is not an essential part of, for example, like, right? Bid, let, make, need, dare. See here. So these are all the ones like they don't take infinitive. Very, very important. For example, you see, bid him to go there now. The word bid, don't use infinitive now. That is wrong. Bid him go there. Make him stand in the class. No, we don't say. The word expression make will not take 2 plus. Make him stand in the class, we have to say. The infinitive is used without to after, in addition to these words like had better, had rather, would rather, sooner than, rather than. You need not use infinitive. To has to be not used. To should not use. You had better to ask permission. No, you had better ask permission from him. The students like now these are all some other ones like a verb may take. Now finally, how do you know what is whether it has to take infinitive or it has to take a gerund? Like the simple thing is, a verb may take an infinitive or a gerund according to its implication. What is its implication like? If the verb indicates a purpose, an infinitive should be used. Very easy. If it is telling you something about the purpose, then you use infinitive. And if the verb indicates a cause and effect relationship, then gerund should be used very easily. I think we can understand, students, like now. Now let us see. He went to school for seeing the teacher. Now it is a purpose. Why did you go to school? To see the teacher. Then why ing from here? Therefore, that is wrong. He went to school to see the teacher. Purpose is infinitive. He was turned out to copy answers. What is the cause? Copying. Then when there is a cause and reason here, how can you use the expression that is infinitive? He was turned out for copying. Ing form has to be used because when there is a cause and effect relationship, ing form has to be used. So when there is so simple thing is what we call it as like, let me just tell you, purpose, use infinitive. When there is a cause, use gerund. Students, like I suppose you have understood this one, like, right? There's one more, which it's a general one. Adverb, I have not yet come to the word like as, the word, because I just not really as, in and all, that's one. Is not used with the verbs like appointed, very, very careful, very important this one. Last year also there is a question from this one. So words like appointed, words like elected, words like considered, words like called, but it is used with the gerund, ing, but it is used with the gerund, students, like, okay. Now, one more thing is adverb as is not used with the verbs like, don't use as, like sometimes, he was elected as a president, like you are elected only once. Why as president? You are elected what? Ask a question, what? Elected what? Elected what? Elected as president. Why as president? Elected what? Elected president, that's all. Don't use the word as president, like elected, you are elected. You are elected president, that's all. So not as. I regard Peter my friend. No, I regard him as. Now, when the word comes to regard, we have to use the word as. Where it is necessary, we have to use. Where it is not necessary, don't use them, students, like now. Is it okay now? Right. Now I'll go with the next chapter, students, like now. Pronoun. Today, let me introduce the chapter pronoun. Any doubts so far in this one? Like you can raise your hand, students. Like, let me just see one or two students if you have any doubts. Any doubts? Now, yeah, there is a, I have to just synthesize the chapters and move a little bit faster, students, like now. Yes, Srikanth, you have some doubt? Yeah, I'll just take it as Srikanth, doubt. Srikanth?
Sir,
Yeah, good morning, Srikanth.
good morning, sir.
Tell me better.
Sir, my doubt is that England are winning. Can England is winning also be true?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, sir. Got
If it is, but you refer England as country, England is winning, that's all.
Okay.
But what in case England, teams of England are playing at same time in different places and winning together, maybe like they are winning. They you see that they are winning means basketball, football, volleyball. That is absolutely right. Right.
Understood. Sir. If that question is asked, then what are we supposed to
situation? No. They have to present the situation. Without situation, you cannot do that.
Okay, sir. Got it.
They have to give the situation. Then. Very good. Very good, Srikanth. Okay. Any more? Let me see. Any more doubts? No doubts. Then we'll move on to the fresh chapter. Yes. Imtiaz. Okay. Imtiaz, tell me better. What is your doubt?
Good morning, sir.
Imtiaz.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Tell me better.
Sir, I have doubt. Gold and silver is our precious metal. Which one is correct, sir?
That's what. Next chapter. Can you wait till then?
Okay, sir.
I'll come back to that.
Oh,
you
okay,
asked, right? This there already the question is there. That's I told you.
Yes,
so
sir.
Pronoun chapter will highlight that. Pronoun chapter will highlight. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Gold and silver. Are they one unit or they are different units?
They are different, no, sir.
That's all. We have to use plural. That's all.
But there's one more is there, sir. Fire and water also there. That's confused.
Fire and water is one unit or they are different units?
They are also different.
That's why you have to use plural.
Okay, sir. One more is there. Fish and chips are different, no, sir.
Fish and chips?
Different.
Now give me the sentence, complete sentence.
Fish and chips is are his favorite breakfast.
Now fish and chips is my favorite breakfast. We have to use now. Here it is.
Sir, there are different, no, sir. Fish
That's
and
what
chips.
I'm trying to say. So can you wait till the pronoun chapter?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right. Arshay Kumar. Arsh Kumar.
Yes, sir. So can you hear me?
Yeah, come on, Harsh Kumar. Good morning. Tell me, bete.
Well, sir, I had doubt in this given example. He was elected as president of our country, and he was elected president of our country. Sir, can you explain it again?
That's what I said. For example, see, as is a comparison.
Okay.
The word like also is comparison.
Okay.
So here, I have written it as the word as adverb also I have written here. But sometimes as is doing the work of conjunction sometimes. Because it joins two sentences. Okay, that I'll come back afterwards now. But anyway, your question was elected as. Now, for example, simply we have to say is elected president. Why? As comparison to maybe some Gnani Jail Singh. Why? Comparison to why? Someone else. Why comparison? When there is a comparison, you make it.
Okay.
He works, this president works as good as Gnani Jail Singh, then it is okay, no problem. You are making a comparison there. But when he is elected, why there should be comparison? Simply I have to say he is elected. As what? Don't say. He is
Okay.
elected what? He is elected president. That's the main thing. Right? So don't compare. Comparison should not be there.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Right, beta. Very good. Very good. Madhuri.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Madhuri.
Sir, there is a sentence called I am looking forward to see.
Could it be a little louder?
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Madhuri, go ahead.
Yes, sir. There is a sentence I am looking forward to seeing her. I have doubt in that, sir. Why not
To see.
her?
To see. Madhuri, open any of the letters that you have gone through or previous, what we call it as like the expression looking forward, actually. Looking forward, it's an expression. I'll tell you again, like why we have to use infinitive, why we have to use gerund also, I'll tell you. I'm looking forward means that's what is students like now. This is an expression where definitely it has to take what we call an ing form. Okay, why sometimes we use ing, why sometimes we use infinitive? A verb which has the meaning that which cuts off then and there itself, it is infinitive. It does not prolong. But some words have the sense of being continued. Being continued. Try to understand this. Being continued. That's why they take ing form. For example, I enjoy. The word enjoy, it simply doesn't cut off there, doesn't end there. Simply what we call it as a, supposing what we call, you cherish it for some time. The word enjoy, that's what I'm trying to say. No? Certain words will prolong its activity, its duration. Supposing you eat ice cream, doesn't mean that within fraction of seconds, okay, sir, I can eat ice cream, 100 ice creams, no doubt. But that its ingredient or what we call it as its essence will be continued for some time. That's why certain words in English students like they have the ability to continue. So they take ing form. What is ing form? Activity which is going on. That is the meaning of present continuous. When I come to the tenses also, I'll throw some light on that one. Madhuri, did you understand? Some verbs, even the word play. Play also has the meaning of being continued, like, it has an expression to continue for some time. So it doesn't cut then and there itself. Madhuri, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right, bete. So here I'm looking forward, it has the sense of being continued. So therefore you have to use the word ing form. Seeing, right, to seeing.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Damath?
Sir, do we have irregular verbs in our material?
No, I don't think that. I did not give that list.
Okay, sir.
But go to any site, simply type irregular verbs.
Okay, sir.
You will get the list, complete list. In that irregular list also, suppose like sing, sang, sung. Okay, very good now. But there are some verbs which remain same, like put, cut, cut. Okay,
Okay,
that
sir.
also you will get, that list also you will get, students. Like other than this 150, 151 verbs, if you have mastered these irregular verbs, then automatically you need to add ed. That's all. Last time I told the word egg is noun, at the same time it is verb also, students. Like now it is not in the irregular list. Ego. Oh, no, you cannot say that. Egged, that's all. Suppose I take the word take. Taked, foolishness. Because it is there in the irregular list. Take, took, taken. Right. Swim, swimmed. No, don't use the word. It is there in the irregular list. Swim, swam, swam. So if we have mastered irregular verbs, other than that, any verb will take ed, and sometimes it takes t. Learned, students. Like very good now. Damon, it is clear to you?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Right. Good. Now we'll come and allow me to take the chapter, students, like pronoun now. Right? Yeah, it's a matter of now, right? There's plenty of syllabus actually. That's somebody, it's very difficult to move sometimes. Right, but now we'll go with the chapter pronoun. Yes, students, like pronoun chapter now. So there are a lot of questions that have appeared in the pronoun list also, students. GATE has tested, GATE has never spared us. GATE has tested even the so-called the pronoun chapter also. So we'll take the chapter pronoun. Are you ready, students? Now we'll go with the chapter pronoun. Okay, here we go. Right. Yeah. Pronoun. As I said, definition is not very important for us, students, like now, right? As we have seen already the chapter noun, then again we'll move on to the chapter pro. Pro means in the place of. So used instead of a noun. That's all. Now, okay. So there are different kinds of pronouns, students, like now in English, there's the kinds of pronouns. So what are these kinds of pronouns, students? Like first of all, we'll go with the personal pronoun. Then again, we have relative pronoun. Personal pronoun, relative pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Then we have reflexive pronoun. Then the last one, we'll go with the pronoun agreement, which means pronoun plus verb agreement. That is the meaning there now. That's what I left that certain chapters also. Just now, some students also asked me, sir, what could be these one students like now, right? Very good now. So in English, students, like now, I'll go with the next one. So in English, there are what we call it as persons, like, okay? There are 3 persons in English. How many persons we have? 3 persons. So what could be the first person? Then let me see, students, now. I'll be writing in small letters. It is there in the book also. I'll try to show you that first person. Then we have second person. Then we have what we call it as the third person. There are 3 persons in English. So who is the first person now? First person is a speaker. Speaker means one who speaks. Then second person is listener, one who listens, like, which means spoken to. We are speaking to. And the third person is spoken of, Means I am talking to Mohan, about to Sohan, then so speaker, spoken to, and spoken of somebody. So there are three persons in English. That's what we have to understand, students. Like now. Is it okay now? So those three persons are again further divided into something like a singular and a plural concepts, like so singular and a plural. So in first person we have singular and plural, second person also we have singular plural, and third person also we have singular and plural concept. So there are three persons in English. I said first person, second person, third person. Right, students, like now. So what are these singular and plurals? So maybe I'll just go with that. Number one, students, like supposing I'll take the word nominative case. Nominative case. So means subject form. Subject form. So what is subjective form or subject form? So that's like in the subject place now. So what could be this subject form now? Speaker first person. Singular is always I, and the plural is we. Singular is you, and this is you. And the third person is he, and she, and it, and the plural is they, students. Is it okay? Very easy. Which means we begin a sentence with these expressions like I am going to market. It's in the nominative form. So in pronouns, we say use the word nominative, but just try to know that word. In other words, it is subjective, which means subject place. Number two, students, like. So after the subject, then what did we talk usually like? We talk about what we call it as like objective case. Objective case means like in the object place now. What should be in the object place now? I becomes so me. It's very easy. We becomes us. Okay. You becomes you only. You remains you. He changes to him. She, her, and it, its, and they will become now them. This is in the objective case. You cannot begin a sentence with objective case. Me is going to market, don't say. I am going to market. He gave a pen to me. Me is in the object place, students. Like. So don't jumble up. That's what examiner does it. So you need to be a little bit careful about this one, students, like now, right? So there's one objective case, and the third one is a possessive adjective. What is third one, students, like? Third one, possessive adjective. Possessive adjective, we call it as like that means that's just the work of adjective. So me will become my, us will become now are. How? My pen. Pen is noun, so my is becoming adjective there. So your pen, and plural also is your. His, her pen, its pen, their, THEIR, there, given this word gate, already appeared in the gate, the word gate. Now this is possessive adjective, we say sometimes, okay, right. Now there is one possessive pronoun also, students, like number 4, possessive. Possessive pronoun. So what is this possessive pronoun? Come on, let me just see, look into that. Mine, M-I-N-E, mine. So there we go with the mine, and then again like ours. Yours. Yours. And then here we use the word possessive, sometimes his, same thing. But her changes into hers. It's theirs. Theirs. The last one in this one is reflexive pronoun. There are different, again, like under the titles of different pronouns. So we do have what we call it as like persons, like. I mean, how do you go with the different sort of persons, like? Reflexive pronouns, like. How do you express reflexive pronouns? Very easy. We have to say myself. Ourselves. Say self and selves, plural, selves. Singular, yourself. And the plural is yourselves. Himself. Herself. Itself. Okay. Then again, THEIR theirs. So first of all, students, like you should know this table. Table is very, very important. It is in my book also. I'll refer the page numbers, don't worry, but you have to master this technique. So the technique is very easy, students, and I think, all right. So there are three persons in English, like, okay, singular and plural concept. So one is nominative case, okay. Then again, one is objective case. Try to understand that. Then possessive case, okay. Then possessive pronouns and reflexive pronouns. So what happens in examination? The examiner will jumble up with these pronouns you have been using. Right? Pronouns doesn't mean that I, we, you only, like, there are different pronouns here. You see the personal pronoun, really any pronoun considered different. If examiner mentions it as a pronoun, then its use have to be taken into consideration as a noun only, right? Very good now. So this is the list, a table I have given students, like you can work out with this one and then check. Now, most of you know how to activate these ones, like nominative, this one, these two have sometimes problems. The students have sometimes problems. I'll just clarify. You see R and R's. Where do we activate this difference? Like your and yours. Yes, his will remain same. R and R's. Their and theirs. So here we go with the expression, students, like now. So maybe let me just go with the, first of all, like possessive adjective. Let me just take it as possessive adjective. Possessive adjective. I'll come back, students, like someone has raised their hands. I'll come back to that. Very easy. Come on, let us see, students, like very quickly. So this is my car. Very easy, students, like now. Very easy. Ashish, I'll come back to you. Just wait. Car is noun, so therefore my is becoming adjective. Over. That's why it is called a possessive adjective. Just now we have seen possessions, like what do we have seen? Possessions, apostrophe we have seen. Apostrophe we have seen, and off expressions also we have seen. Where? Just now in nouns. And in pronoun, this is possession. My. Okay, this is my car. This is our car. Don't say. This is our car or this is our car. Or sometimes this is say this is mine car or this is my car. So that has to be corrected. But don't say this is mine car, please. This is my car. This is our car or this is our car. Very simple. This is noun, so therefore you cannot deactivate this one. This is our car, you should say. This is your car. Yeah, this is yours car. So again, students, like this is your car, we should say, don't use this expression, please. This is his car, okay? This is her car. This is its car. There's no apostrophe place. This is wrong. This is its car only, we should say. This is THERE there, THERES theirs, THEIR there, THEIRS theirs car. This is a gate question. That's what I've just given now. So which one would be the right one, students, now? So therefore car is noun. Now what is there now? THERE, there means udhar. So therefore this cannot be. This cannot be. Theirs it cannot be. It should be THEIR. So therefore this is their car, we have to say. Now the word you see, this is in the subject place, therefore this is doing the work of noun here now. Okay. The same thing I told you, just to make you explain, understand. Possessive pronoun. So what is this possessive pronoun, students, like now? Now you see slight change of the sentence, then how it just looks the sentence like. This car is my, or this car is mine. Definitely you will tell me, sir, this car is not my. This car is mine. This is also is in the possession, but it is in the pronoun place. Pronoun place means objective place actually. Now here you see car is noun. Now this is becoming adjective. Now you see that the difference now. This is noun here and this is adjective there. Yes, because what comes before noun should be adjective. So the same word functions differently. This car is mine. Okay, wonderful. This car is ours. So you should say this car is ours. It cannot be this car is ours. This car is yours. This car is his. This car is hers. This car is its. Yeah, its. Okay. This car is its. This car is THERES, theirs. Yeah, THEIRS, theirs. So I have clearly given the picture where you should not get confused with these one students. So possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Don't make again mistakes, please. Many students don't know where to use the word your and yours, our and ours. It's very clear here. Right? Improve your language skills and don't ever think of making mistakes, students. Like now, very good. Okay, right? Yeah, for your convenience sake, they should maybe write this. I think it is there in the exercise book also. I have given this table. Page number 133, please. Exercise book. 133. There is a table there. Pronoun chapter now. Okay. So there is a table given there. Please go through that now. Right. Right. Same thing I have given there. Right, students. Now we'll move on to the next bit now. So under this pronoun chapter, you have mastered this one. Just try to understand this one now. Now, when I talk about pronouns, students, like now, so we have first person, second person, and third person. So you are using in a sentence now. So what should be the preference that we should give? Already get assessed this question. That heading I call it as a sequence of a pronoun. I call it as what would be the heading? My sequence. Sequence of pronoun or order of pronoun, like sequence or order. So sequence or order of pronoun, I call it as, students, like order of pronoun. So what is this sequence or order of pronoun? As just now I told you, students, like, so we have three persons in English, like first person, second person, and third person, like. So already GATE has tested such kind of questions. So maybe if you look into the sequence or order of the pronoun chapter sometimes. So very important, this one, just let me highlight this chapter also, students, like now, very important chapter this is, because already GATE has tested, very important. So when I converse with somebody, so there is a first person I, then second person, then again third person. So what should I activate, students? Like, should I say, should I start with the third person, then second person, first person, or should I start with the second person or first person and third person? How should I go about that? That's what the meaning here it is. How should I go about that? So there is a sequence. In English, there is what we call it as some sequence, students, right? So whenever you begin a sentence, like, just that's called order of the pronoun, like. So we always begin like, so there, when there are different pronouns, like how do we activate? Like, for example, let me see. You, he, and I must do. You, he, and I must do your, his, yeah, her, yeah, my, yeah, their, yeah, our duty. Look at such kind of questions, students, like, right? Let us see. You, he, and I must do your duty, yeah, his duty, yeah, her duty, yeah, my duty, yeah, their duty now. Okay, right. So English language tells what it accepts, like, let us see. First of all, sequence. What is the sequence like? I have begun my sentence with what? Second person, third person, and what we call it as the first person. So what is the order of the sentence? You have to begin always with what we call it as a second person, third person, and then only the last person. Don't begin with I, he, and you, he, and I. Sorry, you, I, and he. No. Second person, give preference to second, third, and first. Why? I'll also talk about that one also. Okay. So your subject is what we call it as, your subject is what, students? Now your subject is plural here. Then what should be the pronoun that has to agree with the antecedent? This is called antecedent, or this is called the subject also. Pronoun also has to agree. Verb also has to agree. Verb has agreed already here now. I did not give the word does here. Does is singular. So therefore that will be wrong. So therefore do is agreeing. The verb has already agreed with this one now. So subject and verb agreement has been done. So when a pronoun refers to some antecedent, noun or pronoun, what pronoun you should choose in the latter statement of the sentence. So when a pronoun refers to the antecedent, right? What kind of a pronoun it should be now, first of all. So your plural pronoun, that is what you have given students, like, plural pronoun is here now. So first of all, let me just check here now. So singular ones I can easily eliminate. So your can be singular, your can be plural also, there, and are duty now. Right, students, like. So when a pronoun refers to its antecedents, preference have to be given to first person plural, then second person, then what we call it as the third person. When, in other words, like, the simple rule is when two or more pronouns or nouns, when two or more pronouns, right? When there can be two, or here there are three pronouns. When two or four pronouns refer to its antecedent, the pronoun that is referring should be and must be in the first person plural, then second person, then what we call it as third person. So here there are three persons, so preference have to be given to first person plural. First person plural preference have to be given, students, like. Okay, right? So don't go with the third person, don't go with like. So you, he, and I must do our duty, we should say. Don't say their duty, don't say now what we call. So when two or more pronouns, what we call it as referred back, the pronoun that should be in the first person plural, then second, and what we call it as the third person, students, like. So any other sequence would be wrong other than this sequence, students, like. Now supposing I say you, I, and he, this sequence would be wrong, please. This sequence would go wrong. Supposing I take one more sequence, you take any sequence, students, like now, right? You take any kind of a sequences, like, for example, like he, for example, maybe I, he, and you. This sequence also would go wrong. Sometimes you can take it as students, like now. Or sometimes you can say you, I, and he. All these sequences are wrong. Don't express such kind of sequences, please. Right? Grammar does not permit such kind of sequences. Already GATE has tested such sequences, so let us not use such sequences, students, like now. Right? However, sometimes there are certain exceptions, students, like maybe in English, like for example, like maybe I, you, and he. You and he are to blame. So what is the sequence that I found here now? First is first person, second person, then what we call as a third person. This is accepted again. Like first person, second person. But when it is accepted, students, like now, when you are blaming somebody, or when you are confessing something, confession. In such a situations, you can activate. Normal sentences, pronouns, sequences, you, he, and I, normal day-to-day talk. But when you want to take blame on you, don't push on to the others. Like, why you, he, and I? Because we give preferences to others. We are not selfish fellows. We are social beings. We help each other. But here, when blame has to be taken, first you have to throw yourselves. But it does not happen with us. We always pinpoint someone else and say, sorry, he did first of all, then again you did, then only I. So if it's a blame and a confession, first of all, you have to take responsibility, then the person who is near you, then one who is very far off. So therefore, I, you, and he are to blame. That sequence is absolutely what we call it as right sentence, students. Like, very good. Now, right. I'll just take one more. Yeah, we are running short of time, students. Like, we are running short of time. I'll just finish it with one bit now. Come on, let us see. So what good manners is trying to teach us now? The good manners is trying to teach us good manners require that we should say what we should say. Good manners is always telling us when we are in the society, when we live in the society, right? Don't collect your what we call it as a garbage in the house and dump it in the next house, please. No, don't do that. Right, students, like that. So what good manners says now? So maybe if I have to take this three persons as a 2 to 2 persons, like then how? The sequence will remain same. I'm going to take these 3 persons as a 2 to 2 persons, like so how it is going to be. Let us see now. So good manners require that we should say. Good manners is trying to tell us what we call it as, like you have to say, you and I, we have to say, you and I, not I and you. Don't say what we call it as I and you, students, like you and I must do the duty, we have to say. You and I must do the task. So you and I, not I and you, don't say, because when you are taking 2 to 2 persons, students, like you have to say, good manners says, you have to say you and he, not he and you. Okay. So maybe if you have to take it as sentence, students, like you and he must. You and he must mend your, his, or their ways. Straightforward. You and he. There is no first person here now. So we can easily eliminate first person. When there are 3 persons only, preference I told you give first person. So it cannot be third person. It cannot be third person plural actions. I told you now. When you refer back to the antecedent, give preference to first person, then second person, then third person, which means the second option is to whom you have to give preference. Second person we have to give preference now. You and he must mend your ways, we have to say. That's what the idea is, students. Like give preference to second person than third person now. Third person is the last preference. Like. So you and he must. So you and he must mend your ways. So that's one thing, students. Like the third one is what we call it as like, you can say like this. Hari and I, not I and Hari. Hari and I are old school friends. Hari and I are old school friends because Hari is the third person. In other words, what you want to say is that we can say he and I, not I and he, we cannot say. Not I and he, students. Like maybe if we can say one example, he and I can never pull on together. So it's very easy, students. Like we can easily understand this concept here now. So what did we understand from this looking into? So whenever you express the pronoun, students, like be careful, be careful. Pronouns have to be expressed in this manner. Like this portion is right, right? So you cannot say this one is wrong. There are a lot of gate questions. I'll come back to students now. Again, this one is right expression. So be careful when you talk about, like when you are expressing about the persons, like, so I suppose you have understood. Good manners also say, supposing you are boarding the bus, right? Don't pull the collar of someone else and drag them out and you get inside first. That is what we usually do. Our buses are heavily crowded. The moment we come, like supposing a girl and a boy, suppose girls and boys are standing there to board the bus. What you should do, man? Whom should be given preference first? No, sir. First boys will get, then only girls. No. You have to give chance to weaker people. No, girls, don't shout at me now. When I say weaker gender, doesn't mean what we call it as like you. Weaker gender, supposing like, okay, youth and old man was standing there. Now weaker gender is which one now? Old man. In that sense, I'm trying to talk about that. So give preference to, first of all, what we call weaker gender. Then what we call it as like, otherwise, don't yourselves will enter into showing your muscles, body building and muscle making structure of the body, right? So first, definitely you will give preference to girls. Like, so first of all, when you give preference to girls, then only you enter into the bus. That is called gentleman concept. You know, what is the meaning of gentleman? In those days, people used to use the word gentleman. That is the meaning of gentleman. I mean, looking and thinking of the needs of the others and behaving accordingly is called a gentleman. Such kind of person is called a gentleman. Like, so very good now. So this is how we have to move on, students, like now. So good manners always say that. I'll give you the previous year's questions in my next class because we're running short of time. Okay, definitely I'll come back with this one. Then we'll talk about this one, students. Right, very good. So yeah, any doubts with regard to this one now? Come on, yes, some students have some doubts. Yes. Ashish.
Good morning, sir.
Ashish, good morning, Ashish. Come on, tell me, madam.
Sir, in reflexive pronoun, sir, you used the term there for they,
There.
right? In for third person.
Let me check. Okay, themselves. Oh, good, good.
I think
Yeah, it's understood. THEM, themselves.
Right, and one more thing, sir.
Yeah, please tell me, please.
PDF of CRPQ questions, CRP questions. Sir, it's not of verbal aptitude, sir. There are only questions of numerical ability.
Where?
Numerical aptitude. The PDF that you uploaded on OTS platform.
Yesterday?
No, sir, I am not yesterday. The CRP questions, sir, classroom practice questions.
Yeah, CRP. No,
that,
the book is
question-
divided into two, beta. The book is divided into two.
No, no,
books.
sir. I'm not talking about books, sir.
Eh.
I'm talking about the PDF that has given to us on OTS platform.
Okay, that fellow has forwarded you numerical or what?
Yes, sir. That's only numerical.
I don't know, because I was not sitting with him. I don't know what he has forwarded. Which was the day?
Sir, I think it was on the first day or before first day.
He forwarded what the numerical ability, yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing like that. But anyway, I think, but you also have got the noun, whatever I'm teaching from so far, nouns and all, that's what you got it, right?
Sir, that's fine. But if I want to practice, I have no material right now.
That's all, man. Whatever I have given, like, only what, because numerical ability is different. Like this fellow has not uploaded. I don't think that I will ask him like, but whatever I have given with the slides and all, right? Right. So a lot of practice questions. I am just uploading this. I am already into this one. Like, so I don't know which chapter you missed. I don't know, but noun chapter just now I have shown you. No? There's one chapter called noun now. There are 56 questions. I asked you to do it now. That is a noun exercise.
No, sir, that's not problem. I'm just telling you that the PDF that uploaded of classroom practice questions is not a verbal aptitude, sir. There
Okay,
are only
then I'll ask.
questions of numerical aptitude.
I don't know. You just tell me which day that is. Accordingly, then I'll ask that fellow to do it. Which day? I don't know. Which day it was? Saturday?
Before starting classes of any subject, they used to upload classroom practice questions first.
Okay.
So that's why that PDF, in that PDF only.
Okay. Now I understood. Like before starting classes, they have uploaded numerical ability, right?
Yes, sir.
They're supposed to upload the verbal ability.
Yes, sir. They should upload verbal ability.
Okay. I'll just refer to that one, Ashish. I'll just refer to it. Okay. I thought when I was going on with the slides, that fellow might have uploaded the numerical ability.
No, sir. No, that's all fine. That's
okay. Definitely. I'll ask that guy. To upload it. Okay.
Okay,
but
sir.
if that file will be there, definitely will upload. Today I'll ask him to upload A to Z file. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right, Ashish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is one more. Ashish is over. Bali. Naganjani. Sonia.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Soni.
Sir, can you please repeat the page number of pronoun?
Which page number, beta? The
Pronoun chapter, sir.
pronoun
Page
chapter.
number.
Okay. This is the workbook, right?
Yes, sir.
Classroom practice, page number 133.
133. Okay, sir.
133. There's a table there. Exercise, I'll come back. I have not yet come to the exercise yet. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, madam. Yugashri, next. Yugashri.
Sir,
Good morning, beta.
good morning, sir. Sir, previous slide to sir చూపియరా sir?
ఇదా?
ఇది కాదు సార్, మీరు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్పారు కదా సార్. దిస్ ఈజ్
అదా? ఇదా?
ఎస్ సార్. దిస్ ఇట్ అనే ఇట్స్ కారా సార్? ఈజ్ ఇట్స్ కారా?
It kara nano. It's a.
దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇట్స్ కారా? దిస్ ఇట్స్ కారా?
Oh, మీరు అక్కడ చూసినావా? This is అది. This is. ఏది ఇట్ వచ్చిందా?
అదే అందుకని సార్.
This is its car. This is its car.
ఓకే సార్.
Fast రాసినప్పుడు sometimes I make mistakes. You see here it is B like.
ఓకే సార్.
Is it okay? Right?
Okay sir.
Right, but good. Means you are very alert in the class. Good. All are alert in the class. No doubt it is a morning session, but you are alert. Those who are attending the classes, you will definitely benefit. Don't worry. So tomorrow, maximum I'll try to see pronoun chapter. I have to wind up the chapter. Otherwise, there is a verb chapter and all like. So you need to go a little bit faster, students now. Okay. So kindly adjust and then cope with me. Then I think we can first finish it up. Then we'll see the doubts if at all if you have. Right. I think there's no one here now. Right. Good. Have a nice day, better. We'll meet in my next class.